Tonight, we'll drift into the shadowed world of Victorian brothel workers, where gaslight flickered over cobblestone streets and lives unfolded in quiet corners of a bustling era. Let the worries of today slip away as we wander through a time of velvet curtains and whispered secrets. Relax, settle into your comfort, and let the steady rhythm of the past guide you toward a gentle, restful state. Imagine yourself in a Victorian city, its air thick with coal smoke and the hum of life. The story of these women, often hidden in history's margins, is one of struggle and resilience, woven into the fabric of a rapidly changing world. You'll walk through their daily routines, feel the weight of their choices, and hear the faint echo of their voices. The Victorian age, with its polished facades and unspoken rules, shaped their lives in ways both harsh and intricate. As we explore, let the soft glow of their world envelop you. Its details a soothing thread, pulling you towards sleep. Our journey will unfold in 10 segments, each revealing a facet of their existence, from the cobblestone alleys they walked to the societal forces that bound them. We'll meet a woman whose story echoes through time, uncover mysteries of hidden lives, and reflect on the legacy of their world. The past, though distant, feels close in its human pulse. So, breathe deeply, let your mind wander, and allow the rhythm of Victorian life to cradle you gently into rest. Let's begin. Picture yourself in a narrow London street, 1880, where gas lamps cast a golden haze over damp cobblestones. The air is heavy with coal smoke, mingling with the faint scent of cheap perfume and wet wool. You stand before a 3-story house, its windows draped with faded velvet, the faint hum of voices seeping through. This is a brothel in Whitechapel, a place where women navigate a life both hidden and exposed. Imagine yourself stepping inside, the door creaking softly, as we follow a worker named Eliza through her day. Eliza wakes at dusk, her attic room small, its walls papered with peeling roses. The air is stale, tinged with mildew and the linger of candle wax. Her bed, a narrow cot with a straw mattress, creaks as she rises, her breath visible in the chill. She smooths her worn chemise, its cotton thin from years of washing, and begins her routine. You see her splash cold water from a cracked basin, her hands trembling slightly, the water's bite waking her to the night ahead. The rhythm of her life, dictated by the city's pulse, begins here. She descends creaking stairs to a parlour, its air thick with tobacco and the cloying sweetness of gin. The room, lit by a single chandelier, glints with chipped gilt mirrors, reflecting weary faces. Eliza joins other women, their dresses bright but frayed crimson, emerald, patched at the seams. You hear the clink of glasses, the low murmur of laughter, as they prepare for clients. Eliza brushes her hair, its dark strands catching the light, her movements practiced, but heavy with routine. The night's work looms, a constant shadow. The brothel, run by a madam named Mrs. Carter, hums with activity. You see her, stern in black silk, counting coins at a desk, her ledger meticulous. Eliza's tasks begin early: polishing tables, sweeping floors strewn with ash. The brooms scratch a steady rhythm. She shares a meager supper, bread and thin soup, with the others, their spoons scraping bowls. You might taste the bread, its crust hard, or smell the broth, faintly spiced with onion. These moments, brief and shared, offer a fleeting warmth before the night's demands. Clients arrive as the city darkens, their boots heavy on the stoop. You hear the jingle of coins, the creak of the door, as men merchants, sailors, clerks enter, their faces shadowed by hats. Eliza greets them with a practiced smile, her voice soft, guiding them to the parlour. The air shifts, thick with expectation, as music from a cracked piano fills the room, its notes tinny but lively. You see her move through the crowd, her steps measured, her eyes scanning for familiar faces, each interaction a careful dance of charm and caution. Her work is a blend of performance and endurance. You might imagine her sitting with a client, her laughter light, though her heart is heavy. She pours gin, its burn sharp, or offers a cigarette, its smoke curling upward. The parlor, warm with bodies, hums with low voices and the clink of glasses. Eliza navigates conversations, her words chosen to flatter, her smile a mask for weariness. You see her adjust her shawl. It's lace tattered, hiding the strain of hours spent pleasing others. The night stretches, each moment a step in her survival. The brothel's hierarchy shapes her day. Mrs. Carter, ever watchful, ensures order, her voice sharp when rules are broken. You see Eliza defer to her head bowed, as she receives instructions perhaps to entertain a regular or clean a spilled glass. Younger women, new to the trade, look to Eliza for guidance. Their faces pale with uncertainty. You might hear her whisper advice, her tone gentle, offering a moment of camaraderie. These bonds, fragile but vital, ease the weight of their shared life. A quiet thread of support. The city outside presses close. You hear the clatter of horse-drawn cabs, the shouts of vendors, the distant toll of a church bell. The brothel, though a haven of sorts, is not immune to the street's chaos. Eliza, on a rare errand, steps into the fog, her shawl tight against the damp. You see her dodge a cart, its wheels splashing mud, as she buys candles or thread, her coins few, but carefully counted. The air, thick with coal dust, stings her throat, a reminder of the world beyond the velvet curtains, harsh and unyielding. Health is a constant concern, though rarely spoken. You picture Eliza sipping tea brewed with herbs, a faint hope against illness that spreads in cramped quarters. The spectre of disease consumption, fever hovers, its threat acknowledged in hushed tones. She checks her reflection, her face pale, hiding any sign of weakness. You might feel the chill of her room, the draft seeping through cracks, as she wraps a blanket tighter. Her resilience, quiet but fierce, carries her through, each day a small defiance of hardship. As dawn nears, the brothel quiets. You see Eliza climb the stairs, her steps slow, the weight of the night settling in her bones. She sits by her window, the glass fogged, watching the street grow still. The city's hum fades, replaced by the soft patter of rain. You might hear her sigh, a sound heavy with exhaustion, as she counts her earnings, a few pennies tucked into a tin. Her day, though grueling, is done. Its rhythm a cycle of labor and fleeting connection, a life lived in the shadows of Victorian splendor. This routine, both mundane and profound, mirrors the lives of countless women. You see them, their faces lit by gaslight, moving through parlors and alleys, their stories woven into the city's pulse. The brothel, with its faded elegance, is a world apart, yet tied to the broader rhythm of Victorian life, its rules, its struggles, its fleeting joys. As Eliza's day fades, the house grows still, its silence a gentle invitation to drift. The rhythm of her life a soothing echo guiding you toward rest. Imagine yourself in a dimly lit parlor, the air thick with the scent of lavender water and cigar smoke, the flicker of gaslight dancing on polished mahogany. Here sits Mrs. Eleanor Carter, a madam whose name echoes through Victorian London's underbelly. Born in 1835, she rose from poverty to command a Whitechapel brothel, her sharp mind and iron will shaping a life both notorious and enigmatic. Her story weaves through the cobblestone alleys, a tale of survival and power in a world that offered women little of either. Let's drift through her life, her parlor a stage where ambition met compassion, its rhythm a gentle thread guiding you toward rest. Eleanor's early years were marked by want. Picture her at 10, in a cramped Southwark tenement, the air heavy with soot and the clatter of looms. Her mother, a seamstress, stitched by candlelight, her fingers bleeding from endless work. You see Eleanor, her hands small but deft, threading needles, her eyes sharp despite hunger. Her father, a dock worker, vanished when she was 12, leaving debts that forced Eleanor into service. You might hear the creak of a merchant's house, where she scrubbed floors, her knees raw, the scent of lice stinging her nose. These years, harsh and unyielding, honed her resilience, a quiet fire that would define her. By 20, Eleanor's beauty dark curls, Piercing grey eyes caught the eye of a gentleman client. You see her in a tavern, her dress patched but clean, pouring ale with a steady hand. His offer, whispered over a chipped glass, promised escape, a place in his kept house. You might feel the weight of her choice, the flicker of hope against fear, as she accepted, stepping into a world of silk and secrets. But the gentleman's promises faded, leaving her in a brothel's employ by 1855. You hear the parlour's hum, the clink of coins, as she learned its rhythms, her charm a shield against despair. Eleanor's rise to madam began with cunning. By 1860, at 25, she managed a small house in Spitalfields. You see her ledger open, tallying earnings with precision, her voice firm as she directs girls to clients. Her parlour, though modest, gleams polished tables, velvet curtains mended with care. She negotiates with landlords, her words sharp, securing lower rents. You might picture her bartering with a coal merchant, her smile disarming, her mind calculating profit. Her success, though shadowed by society's scorn, came from understanding power, how to wield it, how to survive it. Her brothel in Whitechapel, opened in 1870, became her legacy. You see its narrow facade, its windows veiled, the air inside warm with gin and laughter. Eleanor, now 35, rules with a balance of strictness and care. She trains her girls women like Eliza to charm clients, her lessons delivered in a low, steady voice. You hear her correct a girl's posture, her tone kind but unyielding, as she adjusts a shawl. She ensures meals, bread, soup, occasional meat are shared, their warmth a rare comfort. You might smell the broth, its steam rising, as girls gather around a table, their faces softened by her presence. Eleanor's compassion set her apart. You see her slip a coin to a girl too ill to work, her hand discreet, her eyes avoiding pity. She keeps a herbalist's book, its pages worn, brewing teas for fevers or fatigue. You might imagine her crushing mint, its scent sharp, as she prepares a remedy. When a girl, barely 16, arrives trembling, Eleanor offers a bed, no questions asked, her voice a quiet anchor. These acts, small but vital, weave a fragile safety net, a contrast to the city's cruelty beyond her doors. Yet her life was not without peril. You hear the knock of a constable, his voice gruff, demanding bribes to ignore her trade. Eleanor, her face calm, offers tea and silver, her ledger adjusted to cover the loss. Reformers, their pamphlets decrying vice, target her house, their protests a distant chant. You see her at a window, her gaze steady, watching them pass, her resolve unshaken. The law, ever watchful, could seize her earnings or close her doors, yet she navigates it with guile. Her parlour a fortress in a judgmental world. Clients, too, brought challenges. You see a drunken merchant, his voice loud, demanding more than agreed. Eleanor, her silk dress rustling, steps in, her words sharp but measured, diffusing tension. You might hear the piano pause, the parlour still, as she escorts him out, her authority unquestioned. Her ability to manage meant sailors, clerks, even nobles kept her house thriving. You picture her greeting a regular, her smile warm, her memory sharp for his preferences, ensuring loyalty in a precarious trade. The church cast a long shadow. You see Eleanor attend Sunday Mass, her hat plain, her head bowed, slipping alms into the poor box. The priest, aware of her trade, offers stern sermons, yet accepts her coin. You might hear the organ's drone, its notes heavy, as she prays, her faith a private refuge. She hosts no clients on holy days, her parlour quiet, the girls mending dresses or resting. This balanced sin and piety mirrors Victorian hypocrisy, her life a negotiation between survival and salvation. Her later years brought reflection. By 1885, at 50, Eleanor's hair grays, her hands tremble slightly as she pours tea. You see her in her office, its walls lined with ledgers, her eyes tracing decades of accounts. She funds a girl's escape to a seamstress's life, her gift quiet but transformative. You might picture her writing a letter, her script careful, to a sister long estranged, seeking peace. Her health, worn by years of stress, falters, yet her parlour remains a haven. Its warmth a testament to her strength. Eleanor died in 1890, her passing unmarked by the city that shaped her. You see her grave, a simple stone in a crowded churchyard, the air damp with fog. Her brothel, sold to another, fades into Whitechapel's churn. Yet her legacy lingers, girls she saved, stories she shaped. You might hear a former worker, now a shopkeeper, whisper her name with gratitude. Eleanor's life, a blend of shadow and light, shows the power of resilience. Its rhythm a quiet echo in the Victorian night. As you linger in her parlour, the gaslight dims, the scent of lavender fading. You feel the weight of her ledger, the softness of her silk, the strength of her will. Her story, woven through the city's pulse, invites you to drift. Its steady cadence a lullaby guiding you toward rest. Picture yourself in a fog-draped alley off Flower Street, London, 1885, where gas lamps cast a feeble glow on slick cobblestones. The air is thick with coal dust and the faint tang of gin from a nearby tavern. A narrow house, its windows shuttered, hides a mystery, the sudden disappearance of Mary Wells, a brothel worker whose absence left whispers in the night. Known for her soft voice and auburn hair, she vanished one autumn evening, leaving only a shawl and a few coins. What happened to her? Was it escape, tragedy, or something hidden in the shadows of Victorian vice? Let's wander through this enigma, its threads weaving a quiet tale, its rhythm a gentle guide toward rest. Mary's story begins in the brothel's parlour, its air heavy with perfume and candle wax. You see her at 22, her dress a faded green, serving tea to clients, her smile practiced but warm. Her laughter, soft as a bell, drew regulars clerks, sailors who sought her company. You might hear the piano's tinny notes, her voice joining a song about a lost love, its melody lingering. She shared a room with Eliza, their cots close, their whispers a nightly ritual. You picture her folding her shawl, its wool worn, a gift from a sister far away. Her disappearance came without warning. One October night, after a client left, Mary stepped out, her cloak drawn tight against the chill. You see her silhouette in the fog, her steps quick, then gone. The madam, Mrs. Carter, found her shawl on the stoop, its edges damp, her coins scattered nearby. You might feel the shawl's weight, its threads soft but frayed, a silent clue. The other girls, their faces pale, searched the house, their calls unanswered. The parlour, usually alive, fell silent, the air heavy with unease. Rumours swirled in Whitechapel's alleys. You hear whispers in a tavern, men claiming Mary fled with a lover, a merchant who promised a new life. Others spoke of darker fate's abduction, or worse, in a city where shadows hid peril. You picture a constable, his lantern swinging, searching the street, his report brief, no trace. The brothel's ledger, meticulously kept, noted her last night, but offered no answers. You see Mrs. Carter, her pen pausing, her eyes distant, as she closed the book, the mystery unresolved. One theory points to escape. You imagine Mary, her heart heavy, dreaming of freedom beyond the city's grime. Women like her, trapped by poverty, sometimes fled to rural villages or distant ports. You see her clutching a letter, its ink smudged, perhaps from a cousin offering work in Bristol. Her coins, enough for a coach fare, suggest planning. You might hear the clatter of a departing carriage, its wheels fading into the night, carrying her to an unknown fate. Her shawl left as a final farewell, yet darker possibilities linger. The 1880s were a time of peril for women in Whitechapel. You see the streets, their corners dark, where predators prowled. Reformers warned of women lured by false promises, their lives swallowed by the city's underbelly. You might picture Mary, her trust misplaced, following a client into the fog, her steps unwary. The eerie's violence, though real, is a shadow here, its details softened. Her absence, like a candle snuffed out, left the brothel quieter, its rhythm broken. Another thread suggests a hidden network. You hear rumors of secret societies, women aiding each other to escape the trade. You see a cloaked figure, perhaps a reformer, slipping Mary a note, its words coded, offering passage to a safe house. Such networks, whispered about in parlors, operated in silence, their work unrecorded. You might imagine Mary boarding a train, her face hidden, her heart racing with hope. Her shawl, left behind, could be a signal, a quiet message to those who knew. Archaeological traces offer faint clues. In 1998, near Flower Street, excavators found a tin box buried under a tenement's foundation. Inside were a woman's hairpins, a ribbon, and a scrap of paper with faded ink, perhaps a name. You picture Mary, her fingers pinning her hair, the ribbon a gift from a client, now lost to time. The box, sealed with wax, suggests intent to keepsake or a message. You might feel its weight, cool and small, a fragment of a life interrupted, its story incomplete. The brothel's records, though sparse, add depth. You see Mrs. Carter's ledger, its pages yellowed, listing Mary's earnings, her last entry marked with a question. A neighbor's diary, found in an archive, mentions a red-haired girl seen at dawn, her cloak hurried, but the trail ends there. You hear the creak of the diary's binding, its ink a whisper of the past. These fragments, scattered like leaves, hint at a woman who slipped through history's cracks, her fate a quiet enigma. The church, a constant presence, shaped her world. You see Mary at Mass, her head bowed, her shawl neat, seeking solace in the organ's hum. The priest, his voice stern, spoke of redemption, yet offered no aid. You might hear the congregations murmur, their prayers a faint comfort. Reformers, often tied to churches, preached against vice, their pamphlets left on doorsteps. You picture Mary reading one, its words sharp, stirring dreams of escape, yet offering no clear path. The city itself was a character in her story. You see Whitechapel's maze, its alleys twisting, its air thick with fog and coal. Taverns glowed, their laughter spilling out, while tenements loomed, their walls damp. You might hear the clop of hooves, the cry of a vendor, as Mary walks these streets, her life tied to their rhythm. The city, both cruel and alive, could swallow a woman whole or offer her a chance to vanish. Its pulse a backdrop to her mystery, her disappearance left ripples. You see Eliza, her friend, pausing by their shared window, her eyes tracing the street for a sign. The other girls, their voices low, shared stories of Mary's kindness, a shared crust, a mended dress. You might feel the weight of their loss. The parlor's warmth dimmed. Mrs. Carter, though stern, kept Mary's shawl, its folds untouched, a quiet tribute. The brothel moved on, its rhythm unbroken, yet her absence lingered, a note missing in the night's song. The mystery of Mary Wells endures, its threads tangled. Did she find freedom, or fall to the city's shadows? You picture her shawl, its wool soft, left on the stoop, a final trace. The fog, thick and silent, cloaks her fate, its mystery a gentle puzzle. As you linger in the alley, the gaslight fades, the air still, the rhythm of her life a quiet echo, guiding you toward rest. Picture yourself in a Whitechapel brothel's parlor, 1880, where gaslight casts a warm glow on faded velvet curtains. The air hums with the scent of cheap perfume, gin, and wax, the piano's tinny notes weaving through soft laughter. Here, women like Eliza navigate a delicate social world, their lives bound to clients, madams, and each other. Their interactions, a careful dance of charm and caution, reveal bonds forged in shared struggle, a fleeting warmth in a harsh city. Let's drift through this parlor, its rhythm a gentle thread guiding you toward rest. The parlor is the heart of their social life, a stage for connection. You see women in bright, patched dresses crimson, violet moving among clients, their smiles practiced but weary. Eliza, her dark hair pinned, pours gin for a sailor, his laugh rough, her nod polite. You hear the clink of glasses, the the murmur of flattery as she navigates his mood. Clients vary: merchants with polished boots, clerks with frayed cuffs, each seeking escape. You might feel the weight of Eliza's shawl. Its lace a shield as she listens, her words chosen to please. These interactions are work, yet they carry a human pulse. You see a young woman, Clara, new to the trade, falter as a client grows loud. Eliza, nearby, steps in, her voice soft, diffusing tension with a jest. You might hear her whisper advice later, her tone kind, offering Clara a steadying hand. The women, though rivals for earnings, share moments of care. You see them mending each other's dresses, needles flashing, their chatter a quiet bomb. The parlor, alive with these exchanges, is a fragile haven. Its warmth a contrast to the cold streets. Clients shape the parlor's rhythm. You picture a regular, Mr. Thompson, a clerk with a gentle smile. His visit's a ritual. Eliza greets him, her laugh lighter, knowing his stories of ledgers and family. You hear the piano shift to a familiar tune, his favorite, as they talk. Other clients, less kind, demand more time, attention, deference. You see Eliza manage a drunken merchant, her smile fixed, her eyes alert, guiding him to a chair. These encounters, draining yet vital, define her night, each a step in survival's dance. The Madam, Mrs. Carter, oversees this world. You see her black silk rustling, watching from a corner, her ledger close. She sets rules: no brawls, no theft, her voice firm but fair. You might hear her call Eliza, her tone sharp, assigning a client, yet later she slips her extra bread. A silent kindness. Her authority binds the house, yet her care, though guarded, fosters loyalty. You see a girl, trembling after a harsh client, soothed by Mrs. Carter's quiet words, her hand steady on her shoulder. Bonds among the women are the parlor's heartbeat. You picture Eliza and Clara sharing an attic room, their cots close, whispering of dreams: a shop, a cottage by candlelight. You might feel the blanket's rough wool, their voices low to avoid waking others. They trade stories of hometowns, their laughter soft, a fleeting escape from the night's weight. You see them braid each other's hair, their fingers gentle, or share a boiled sweet, its taste a rare treat. These moments, small but precious, weave a sisterhood, their warmth a shield against loneliness. The city's pulse intrudes, shaping their social world. You hear the clatter of cabs outside, the shouts of hawkers, as clients bring news: strikes, scandals, weather. You see Eliza listen to a sailor's tale of a storm, her nod encouraging, her mind half elsewhere. The brothel, though apart, mirrors London's churn. You might picture a client, a reformer in disguise, his questions probing, his pamphlet hidden. Eliza, wary, steers the talk to safer ground, her smile a mask, her caution learned from years in the trade. Health risks cast a shadow over their bonds. You see women sip herbal teas, their cups chipped, hoping to ward off illness. Coughs, common in damp rooms, spark worrying, their source unspoken. You might hear Eliza's soft warning to Clara, urging rest, her tone maternal. They share remedies: mint, chamomile brewed in a cracked kettle, its steam a faint comfort. These acts, quiet and practical, strengthen their ties, a shared defiance against the city's threats, their care a silent pact. The church, ever present, complicates their world. You see women slip to Sunday Mass, their hats plain, their heads bowed to avoid stares. The priest's sermons, heavy with judgment, contrast with the alms they give, their coins few but earnest. You might hear the organ's drone, its notes a fleeting solace. Some clients, devout yet drawn to vice, offer prayers, their guilt a weight the women bear. You see Eliza nod, her face neutral, as a client speaks of redemption, her thoughts on her next task. Leisure, though rare, offers moments of connection. You picture the women in a quiet hour, sewing by the fire, their needles rhythmic. They sing a ballad, its melody wistful, about a girl who found love. You hear Clara's voice, shy but clear, joining in, her smile rare. They play cards, their laughter soft, the deck worn from use. You might feel the cards' edges, smooth from handling, as they bet pennies, their joy a brief escape. These moments, fleeting and simple, knit them closer, their bonds alight in the parlour's dim glow. The night's end brings reflection. You see Eliza and Clara climb to their attic, the stairs creaking, the air cold. They sit by a window, the glass fogged, sharing a crust of bread. You might hear the rains patter, the city's hum fading, as they talk of tomorrow. The parlour, now silent, holds the echo of their laughter, their care for each other a quiet strength. You see them blow out the candle, its smoke curling, their day done, their bonds enduring in the shadows. This social world, delicate yet resilient, mirrors the city's contradictions. You see the women, their lives entwined, navigating clients and rules with practiced grace. Their parlour, a haven of sorts, hums with human connection, its rhythm a contrast to the street's chaos. As the gaslight dims, the scent of gin fading, their bonds linger, a soothing thread guiding you toward rest. Imagine yourself in a Whitechapel brothel's parlour, 1880, where the air carries the faint scent of rosewater and the soft clink of glasses. A piano, its keys worn, plays a wistful tune, its notes weaving through the hum of voices. Music and manners shape the culture of this hidden world, where women like Eliza navigate Victorian society's edges with practiced grace. From lively jigs to the delicate etiquette of client interactions, these elements create a rhythm that binds the house, a gentle pulse in the city's chaos. Let's drift through this culture. Its melodies and customs a soothing thread guiding you toward rest. Music is the parlour's heartbeat, setting its mood. You hear a pianist, her fingers nimble despite the instrument's cracks, playing a popular tune, The Lass of Richmond Hill. Its melody light, but haunting. The women, in patched dresses of crimson or blue, sway softly, their voices joining in, their harmony a brief escape. You might feel the piano's vibration, its notes a warm cocoon in the smoky air. Clients, from sailors to clerks, request songs, their coins clinking as they call for a favourite, their laughter blending with the music's rise and fall. These songs, often learned from street singers, carry the city's pulse. You see Eliza hum a ballad about a sailor's love, its lyrics simple, its tune familiar from market stalls. The words, though sentimental, offer comfort, their repetition a ritual. You might hear a younger woman, Clara, sing a verse, her voice shy but clear, earning a client's smile. Music bridges divides clients and workers, old and young, its cadence a shared language. You picture a merchant, his hat tipped, tapping his foot, drawn into the song's gentle rhythm. Instruments vary, each adding texture. You see a fiddle, its strings taut, played by a girl who learned from her father, its notes sharp and lively for a dance. A tin whistle, small and dented, joins in, its trill bright, urging clients to clap. You might imagine the fiddle's bow, its harsh air frayed, moving in a steady arc, the player's face lit with focus. In quieter moments, a woman strums a guitar, its chords soft, her fingers calloused from work. These instruments, humble yet cherished, fill the parlour with life, their sounds a contrast to the street's clamour. Dances, though rare, are a cultural thread. You see the women form a circle for a reel, their skirts swirling, their steps light on the worn floor. Clients, emboldened by gin, join in, their boots heavy, their laughter loud. You might hear the piano quicken, the rhythm urging movement, as Eliza guides a clerk through steps, her smile masking fatigue. These dances, borrowed from village fairs, bring a fleeting joy. Their patterns a nod to a world beyond the parlour's walls, a memory of freer days. Manners, as vital as music, govern the parlour's delicate balance. You see Eliza greet a client, her curtsy slight, her voice low and welcoming, as taught by Mrs. Carter. She offers a glass, her hand steady, her words chosen to flatter a merchant's trade, a sailor's voyage. You might feel the weight of her tray, its silver tarnished, as she serves, her eyes scanning for cues. These manners, a performance of deference, ensure safety and earnings, each gesture a step in a careful dance. Mrs. Carter enforces this etiquette with precision. You see her black silk rustling, correcting a girl's posture, her tone firm but kind. She teaches phrases, "How kind of you, sir," their repetition a shield against rudeness. You might hear her voice, steady, as she schools Clara in pouring tea, her hands guiding the pot's tilt. Clients expect refinement, a mimicry of the drawing rooms they know, and the women comply. Their manners a mask for the labor beneath, their grace a survival tool. The culture extends to dress, a visual code. You see Eliza in a second-hand gown, its green fabric faded, its seams mended with care. Ribbons, cheap but bright, adorn her hair, their color a signal of availability. You might touch the ribbon's silk, its texture smooth, a small luxury. Clients, too, follow codes, hats removed, coats brushed signaling respectability. You see a clerk adjust his collar, his effort noted by the women, their nods a quiet acknowledgement of shared decorum. The city's culture seeps in, shaping the parlor. You hear street songs through open windows, their melodies carried on coal-scented air. Fashion, too, trickles down. Clients bring tales of Paris gowns, and the women mimic them with patched lace. You see Eliza pin a flower to her dress, its petals wilting, a nod to the latest style. The brothel, though marginal, mirrors Victorian ideals of propriety. Its culture a blend of imitation and defiance. Its rhythm tied to the city's pulse. The church, a looming presence, influences this world. You see women attend mass, their dresses modest, their heads bowed to avoid judgment. Hymns, learned in childhood, echo in their songs, their sacred notes softening a bawdy tune. You might hear a client, devout yet present, hum a psalm, his guilt unspoken. The women, aware of society's scorn, weave piety into their manners, offering prayers before meals. Their voices low, their faith a quiet thread in the parlor's fabric. Health concerns shape cultural habits. You see women share herbal recipes, their cups steaming with chamomile or mint, a defense against illness. You might smell the herbs, their scent sharp, as Eliza brews a tea for Clara, her hands steady. Superstitions, too, play a role. Amulets tucked into pockets, prayers whispered for luck. You see a girl pin a sprig of lavender to her shawl, its fragrance a faint hope. These rituals, born of fear, bind the women, their shared practices a quiet strength. Leisure, though scarce, fosters cultural moments. You picture the women, in a rare quiet hour, sharing a penny novel, its pages worn, their laughter soft as they read of romance. You see them play a game of whist, their cards dog-eared, their baits mere buttons. You might hear the cards shuffle, the fires crackle, as they relax, their faces softened. These moments, fleeting and simple, enrich the parlor's culture, their joy a contrast to the night's demands. As the night fades, the music slows. You see the pianist close her instrument, its lid creaking, the parlor quiet. The women, their voices low, hum a final tune, its notes a gentle farewell. You might feel the air, now still, the scent of wax lingering as candles burn low. The parlor's culture, with its songs and manners, holds the women together, its rhythm a soothing pulse. As the gaslight dims, the melody lingers, guiding you toward rest. Picture yourself in a foggy Whitechapel alley, 1883, where gas lamps flicker, casting shadows on damp cobblestones. The air is thick with coal smoke, the distant clatter of hooves echoing through the night. On Flower Street, a brothel's windows glow softly, but tension hums beneath the surface. One November evening, a police raid shattered the parlor's rhythm, its doors battered, its women scattered. This event, both feared and familiar, revealed the fragile balance of their world, a moment of chaos in a life of routine. Let's drift through this night. Its echoes a gentle thread guiding you toward rest. The evening begins like any other. You see Eliza in the parlor, her green dress patched, pouring gin for a client, her smile steady. The piano plays a lively tune, its notes mingling with laughter and the clink of glasses. Mrs. Carter, her black silk rustling, watches from her desk, her ledger open, her eyes sharp. You might hear the soft murmur of voices. The women Clara, Jane moving among clients, their steps light but cautious. The air, warm with candle wax and perfume, feels deceptively calm. The parlor a haven from the city's churn. The raid comes swiftly, just past midnight. You hear a sharp knock, the door shuddering under heavy fists. Constables, their lanterns swinging, burst in, their boots loud on the floor. You see Eliza freeze, her glass trembling. As Mrs. Carter rises, her voice calm but firm, demanding papers. The lead officer, his coat damp with fog, cites public nuisance, his tone clipped. You might feel the air shift, the music silenced, as clients scatter, their hats grabbed, their steps hurried. The parlor, once warm, grows cold with fear. Its rhythm broken. The women react with practiced instinct. You see Clara slip upstairs, her face pale, hiding earnings in a loose floorboard, her hands quick but shaking. Eliza, more seasoned, gathers younger girls, her whisper urgent, urging calm. You might hear her voice, low and steady, as she guides them to a back room, its door hidden behind a curtain. Mrs. Carter, facing the officers, offers tea, her smile tight, buying time. The constables, unmoved, search the parlor, their lanterns casting stark beams, their hands rifling through shawls and cushions. The raid's purpose was both legal and moral. You picture reformers outside, their lanterns dim, chanting against vice, their pamphlets littering the streets. Victorian society, torn between piety and profit, often targeted brothels to appease public outcry. You see a constable, his notebook open, listing names, his pen scratching. The women, if caught, faced fines or workhouses, their lives appended. You might imagine Eliza's heart racing, her thoughts on her few coins, her freedom at stake in this sudden storm. Mrs. Carter's girl shines through. You see her produce a ledger, its pages altered, showing only modest earnings, her tone deferential but sharp. She slips a coin to an officer, her hand discreet, a common practice to soften penalties. You might hear the coin's faint clink, the officer's nod subtle, as he turns away. Her authority, though tested, holds the house together, her calm a beacon for the women. You see Clara, peeking from the stairs, her relief palpable. The constable's search slows, the raid's impact lingers. You see the parlor, its tables askew, a broken glass on the floor, its shards glinting in the gaslight. Clients, once loyal, hesitate to return, their absence a blow to earnings. You might picture Eliza sweeping the floor, her broom's rhythm steady, her face set with resolve. The women, gathered later, share whispers of other raids, their voices low, their bond tightened by shared peril. You hear Clara's soft laugh, a nervous release, as they mend the night's chaos. The city's role is ever present. You see Whitechapel's alleys, the shadows deep, offering cover for both crime and escape. The raid, though disruptive, was routine, a reminder of the law's reach. You might hear the distant toll of a church bell, its notes heavy, as constables depart, their lanterns fading into fog. The brothel, though shaken, resumes its pulse, its doors open again by dawn, its women resilient in the face of scrutiny. The church, a constant shadow, fueled such raids. You see reformers, often clergy-backed, their voices loud in sermons, decrying sin. The women, aware of this judgment, attend mass, their heads bowed, their arms quiet offerings. You might picture Eliza slipping a penny into the poor box, her gesture small but earnest, seeking peace amid chaos. The raid, tied to moral crusades, underscores Victorian hypocrisy condemning vice while profiting from it, a tension the women navigate daily. Economic fallout tests the house. You see Mrs. Carter adjust her ledger, her pen slow, as earnings dwindle. She cuts meals less neat, thinner soup, her face stern, but regretful. You might smell the broth, its scent faint, as Eliza shares her portion with Clara, their spoons scraping. The women, their dresses mended yet again, work longer hours, their smiles strained but necessary. You see them light candles, their flames weak, a symbol of their fragile recovery. The raid's memory shapes their caution. You picture Eliza checking the door, her eyes scanning the street, wary of lanterns. The women trade stories of other houses, closed or fined, their voices hushed. You might hear Mrs. Carter's warning, her tone firm, urging discretion with new clients. The parlor, though warm again, carries a new weight, its music softer, its laughter subdued. Yet the women persist, their resilience a quiet defiance, their bonds a steady thread in the night. As dawn breaks, the brothel quiets. You see Eliza at her window, the glass fogged, watching the fog lift. The air, cool and damp, carries the scent of rain, the city's hum returning. You might hear her sigh, her coins counted, her day done. The raid, a fleeting storm, leaves traces broken glass, fewer clients, but the parlor endures, its rhythm unbroken. As the gaslight fades, its glow softens, guiding you toward rest. Imagine yourself standing in a quiet excavation site, 1990s London, where the air carries the scent of damp earth and faint city hum. Archaeologists, their brushes soft, sweep away soil to reveal a Victorian brothel's remnants, shattered glass, worn coins, a hairpin's delicate curve. These artifacts, buried beneath Whitechapel streets, whisper of lives like Eliza's, their daily rhythms etched in the earth. From parlor floors to hidden rooms, these finds paint a picture of a shadowed world. Its echoes a gentle thread guiding you toward rest. In 1997, near Flower Street, excavators uncovered a brothel's foundation, its bricks crumbling but intact. You see a hearth, its stones blackened by years of fire, the air once thick with coal smoke and perfume. Shards of glass goblets, their edges sharp, suggest nights of toasts, their surfaces stained with gin. You might feel the glass's cool weight, its gleam lost to time. Bone-handled combs, their teeth worn, lay nearby, used by women to pin their hair, their careful grooming a ritual of survival. These finds, small but vivid, bring the parlor's glow to life. The hearth's ash holds clues. You picture Eliza tending its flames, her hands dusted with soot, keeping the parlor warm for clients. Soil samples, sifted carefully, reveal traces of herbs mint, chamomile used in teas to ease illness or fatigue. You might smell the herb's faint scent, their steam rising from a cracked kettle. Animal bones, pork and mutton, cracked for marrow, hint at shared meals, their scarcity a contrast to the parlor's feigned opulence. You see women gathered around a table, their spoons scraping, their laughter soft. A hidden cache, found beneath a floorboard, tells a personal story. You see a tin box, its lid rusted, containing a locket, its clasp broken, and a scrap of ribbon, its blue faded. Perhaps it belonged to Mary Wells, her keepsake buried before her disappearance. You might imagine her fingers, gentle, tucking it away, her heart heavy with hope or fear. A few pennies, their edges worn, lay beside it, earnings saved for an uncertain future. These artifacts, intimate and fragile, speak of dreams held in secret, their weight a quiet echo of loss. Pottery fragments offer practical insights. You see shards of chipped mugs, their glaze cracked, used for tea or gin in the parlor's bustle. You might hear the clink of mugs, passed among women like Clara, their warmth a brief comfort. A broken plate, its pattern floral, suggests a madam's attempt at elegance, its pieces scattered after a raid. You picture Mrs. Carter, her ledger open, serving clients on such plates, her pride in small details, a defiance of their status. These finds, humble yet telling, map the house's daily rhythm. Environmental traces deepen the story. You see soil rich with coal dust, a reminder of the city's smog, its grit clinging to dresses. Pollen grains, caught in the earth, reveal lavender strewn on floors, its scent masking damp. You might picture Eliza scattering sprigs, her hands quick, the air sweetened for a night. Childwood, from a collapsed beam, suggests a fire, perhaps a candle left burning. Its flame a hazard in cramped quarters. These clues, preserved by chance, tie the brothel to its urban pulse. A latrine pit, uncovered nearby, reveals the diet's limits. You see seeds of cheap fruits, apples, plums mixed with fish bones, their presence a sign of frugal meals. You might taste the pottage, its flavor thin, shared among the women after long nights. The pit, though grim, holds no horror, only evidence of survival, meager portions stretched to feed many. You picture Clara, her spoon slow, savoring a rare bite of fish, her face lit by a candle's glow. The meal a moment of unity. Personal artifacts carry emotional weight. You see a brass hairpin, its tip bent, perhaps Eliza's, used to secure her dark curls before greeting clients. A glass bead, its surface scratched, suggests a necklace worn for luck, its string long gone. You might feel the bead's smoothness, its owner's fingers tracing it in quiet moments. A scrap of lace, torn but delicate, hints at a shawl, its wearer moving through the parlor's haze. These objects, small but poignant, bring the women close, their lives etched in the earth's memory. The church's influence emerges in the finds. You see a pewter cross, its chain broken, buried near the hearth, perhaps dropped during a raid. You picture a woman, her head bowed, clutching it at mass, its weight a comfort against judgment. A clay medallion, stamped with a saint's image, suggests a Madon's nod to piety, placed near the door. You might hear the faint echo of a hymn, its notes blending with the parlor's music, a reminder of the era's moral tug-of-war. Excavation challenges shape these discoveries. You see archaeologists, their hands steady, sifting wet soil under tarps, rain threatening fragile finds. Pottery, shattered by time, resists piecing together, metal, rusted, crumbles at a touch. You might picture a scholar, her notes damp, tracing a goblet's curve, her patience a quiet dance with the past. These efforts, slow and meticulous, uncover the brothel's rhythm, each artifact a note in a long silent song. The finds contrast with elite homes. You see a Mayfair dig, its silver spoons and porcelain cups a world apart from Whitechapel's chipped mugs. Yet both hold traces of human need, connection, survival. You picture a noble woman's tea, its aroma rich against Eliza's thin broth, their lives divided, but linked by shared rituals. The brothel's artifacts, though humbler, speak of resilience, their simplicity a mirror to the parlor's fragile warmth. As the excavation fades, you see the site grow quiet, the air still, the city's hum distant. You might feel the weight of a hairpin, the smoothness of a bead, the echo of lives lived in shadow. These artifacts, buried but enduring, tell of a world where joy and struggle intertwined, their rhythm a soothing lullaby guiding you toward rest. Imagine yourself in a bustling Victorian city, 1880, where the air hums with the clatter of looms and the sharp scent of coal smoke. While Eliza toils in the brothel's dim parlor, other women factory workers, domestic servants face their own relentless routines across London's sprawl. Their lives, bound by labor and scarcity, contrast with the brothel's shadowed world, yet share a common thread of resilience. Let's drift through these lives, their rhythms a gentle guide toward rest. Picture a textile factory in Bethnal Green, its air thick with cotton dust and the roar of machinery. You see Sarah, a weaver, her hands deft but calloused, guiding threads through a loom's clatter. Her dress, patched and grey, clings to her in the humid heat, her brow damp with sweat. You might hear the loom's rhythmic thud, its pace unyielding, as she works 12-hour shifts for a few shillings. Her fingers, raw from threads, pause only to sip tepid water from a tin cup, its taste metallic, a brief respite in a grinding day. Sarah's mornings begin before dawn. You see her in a cramped tenement, its walls damp, stirring a pot of thin gruel over a weak fire. The scent of oats, faint and starchy, fills the room as she feeds her younger siblings, their faces pale. She walks to the factory, her boots worn, dodging carts on muddy streets. You might feel the ache in her legs, the cobblestones uneven, as she hurries to avoid a foreman's fine. Her life, dictated by the factory's bell, is a cycle of toil, its rhythm relentless yet familiar. In contrast, you see Eliza in her attic room, waking at dusk to the scent of mildew and candle wax. Her work, though different, carries its own weight hours of performance, her smile a mask, her body offered for survival. You might picture her pouring gin. It's burnt sharp, for a client, her charm a labor as demanding as Sarah's loom. While Sarah's hands weave cloth, Eliza weaves conversations, both bound by the need to earn, their days shaped by the city's unforgiving pulse. Now imagine a Mayfair mansion, its polished floors gleaming under chandelier light. Here, Jane, a housemaid, moves silently, her apron starched, her hands red from scrubbing. You see her polish silver, its surface cold, or sweep hearts, ash dusting her face. The air carries the scent of beeswax and lavender, a stark contrast to the brothel's gin and smoke. You might hear the soft creak of floorboards, her steps careful to avoid the mistress's notice, her day a quiet dance of deference and exhaustion. Jane's routine begins at dawn. You picture her in a servant's attic, its ceiling low, dressing in the dark to avoid waking others. She lights fires, her fingers numb, or carries water, its weight straining her arms. Her meals, eaten in the basement kitchen, are scraps bread, cold meat, their taste plain, but filling. You might see her pause, her back aching, to glance at a window, the city's rooftops distant. Her labor, though hidden, mirrors Eliza's in its relentless demand. Both women bound by the need to please, the factory offers Sarah no rest. You see her at a loom, her eyes strained, as the foreman paces, his voice sharp. Breaks are scarce, her lunch a crust eaten standing, the air choking with dust. Illness scoffs, fever spreads fast, her health a constant worrying. You might hear her cough, muffled to avoid attention, as she sips herbal tea. It's warm faint. Eliza, too, fears illness, her herbal brews a shared ritual, but her parlour's warmth contrasts with the factory's cold machinery. Jane's mansion, though grand, is no refuge. You see her scrub floors, her knees sore, or mend linens, her needle pricking her fingers. The mistress, her voice icy, demands perfection, her gaze await. You might feel the cloth's texture, its thread fine, as Jane sews, her hands steady despite fatigue. Eliza's work, though stigmatized, offers moments of camaraderie, shared songs, whispered stories, while Jane's is solitary, her silence enforced by the house's rigid hierarchy. Economic scarcity binds them all. You see Sarah count her shillings, her fingers trembling, knowing they'll barely cover rent. Jane, her wages docked for a broken plate, hides her tears, her savings a dream. Eliza, her coins tucked in a tin, faces the same struggle, her earnings fleeting after the madam's cut. You might picture their hands, each calloused in its own way, clutching coins. Their lives a constant negotiation with poverty, their resilience a quiet defiance. The church shapes their worlds differently. You see Sarah at a chapel, her head bowed, the organ's drone a comfort amid toil. Jane, in the mansion's pew, prays silently, her faith a private refuge. Eliza, judged by the same sermons, slips alms into a poor box, her piety a shield against scorn. You might hear the hymns, their notes steady, linking their lives despite their paths. Each woman, though divided by work, finds solace in these moments, their faith a gentle thread. Leisure is scarce, but cherished. You picture Sarah, on a rare Sunday, sharing tea with neighbours, their laughter soft in a tenement's gloom. Jane, after hours, reads a borrowed novel, its pages worn by candlelight. Eliza, in the parlour's quiet, sings with Clara, their voices blending. You might feel the warmth of their small joys, a sip of tea, a story's escape, a song's lift, their moments of rest a contrast to their endless tasks. Their bonds are light in the city's shadow. As night falls, their worlds converge in exhaustion. You see Sarah trudge home, her hands dusty, the factory's fading. Jane, her chores done, climbs to her attic, the mansion silent. Eliza, her client's gone, sits by her window, the fog thick. You might hear the city's pulse slow, the air cool, as each woman rests, their days heavy but endured. Their lives, though distinct, share a rhythm of struggle and hope, a soothing echo guiding you toward rest. Picture yourself in a Whitechapel brothel, 1880, where gaslight casts a soft glow on faded velvet, the air scented with rosewater and coal smoke. Here, ritual sacred and secular shape the lives of women like Eliza, weaving a delicate balance between survival and solace. From whispered prayers before a shift to the nightly routines of the parlor, these acts offer structure in a chaotic world, their rhythm a quiet pulse tying the women to faith and each other. Let's drift through these rituals, their cadence a gentle thread guiding you toward rest. The day begins with small, private rituals. You see Eliza in her attic room, the air chill, kneeling by her cot. She clasps a pewter cross, its chain worn, murmuring a prayer learned in childhood. The words, soft and familiar, seek protection for the night ahead, their cadence soothing despite the room's damp. You might hear her voice, barely a whisper, blending with the distant clatter of the street. This moment, brief but sacred, anchors her, a quiet defiance against the world's judgment. In the parlor, secular rituals set the evening's tone. You see the women gather, their dresses bright but patched, as Mrs. Carter lights candles, their flames flickering in chipped holders. The air warms, carrying the scent of wax and gin, as they polish glasses, their cloths moving in rhythmic arcs. You might feel the cloth's texture, rough against Eliza's fingers, as she prepares the parlor. Her movements practiced, Mrs. Carter, her voice steady, a sign's rolls greeting, serving her words a ritual that binds the house, ensuring order in its fragile world. Meals, though meager, are a shared rite. You picture the women around a table. It's wood-scarred, sharing bread and thin soup, their spoons scraping. The broth, faintly spiced with onion, offers warmth, its steam curling in the air. You might taste its simplicity, a contrast to the parlor's feigned opulence. Before eating, they bow heads, a brief prayer led by Mrs. Carter, her tone formal but kind. You see Clara, her eyes closed, joining in, her faith a thread linking her to Eliza. Their moment of unity a quiet strength. Sacred rituals extend to the church. You see Eliza and Clara slip into a Whitechapel chapel on Sunday, their hats plain, their steps quiet to avoid stares. The air, heavy with incense, carries the organ's low hum. Its notes a fleeting solace. You might hear the priest's sermon, its tone stern, urging repentance, yet Eliza drops a penny in the poor box, her gesture earnest. This act, small but deliberate, ties her to a faith that both judges and comforts, its rhythm a steady pulse in her life. Secular rituals of appearance are vital. You see Eliza pin her hair, her fingers deft, securing curls with a bent hairpin, its brass dulled. She adjusts her dress, its green fabric mended, adding a ribbon for color, its silk a rare touch of pride. You might feel the ribbon's smoothness, its brightness a mask for weariness. These preparations, a daily rite, transform the women, their efforts a performance for clients, their care a nod to Victorian ideals of femininity, however strained. The parlor's nightly opening is a ritual in itself. You see Mrs. Carter unlock the door, her key turning with a soft click, as gaslight spills onto the street. The women, lined along the parlor's edge, offer smiles, their voices low and welcoming, a practiced greeting for clients. You might hear the piano's first notes, a lively tune setting the mood, its rhythm guiding their steps. This ceremony, repeated nightly, signals the shift from day's quiet to night's work, its cadence a familiar anchor in their unpredictable world. Health rituals, born of necessity, are shared quietly. You see Eliza brew chamomile tea, its steam rising from a cracked cup, a defense against coughs that spread in damp rooms. You might smell the herbs, their scent sharp, as she shares it with Clara, their hands brushing. Superstitions, too, shape their rites a sprig of lavender pinned to a shawl, a whispered charm for luck. You see a girl tuck an amulet into her pocket, its weight a faint hope. These acts, practical yet sacred, bind the women, their care a silent pact. Client interactions follow a ritualized dance. You see Eliza greet a regular, her curtsy slight, her words, "Good evening, sir," polished by Mrs. Carter's training. She pours gin. It's burned sharp, her smile steady as she listens to his tales. You might hear the clink of his glass, the murmur of flattery, as she navigates his mood. This etiquette, a secular rite, ensures safety and earnings, its structure a shield against chaos, its repetition a comforting rhythm in the parlor's glow. Holy days bring a pause, blending sacred and secular. You picture the brothel quiet on Christmas Eve, its doors closed, the women gathered by the hearth. Mrs. Carter reads a psalm, her voice soft, as candles flicker, their light warm on tired faces. You might hear a carol, its melody wistful, sung by Clara, her voice trembling but clear. They share a rare treat plum cake, its sweetness sharp, its crumbs a small joy. This ritual, tying faith to festivity, offers solace, its warmth a contrast to the city's cold. The night's end has its own rites. You see Eliza and Clara climb to their attic, the stairs creaking, the air cool. They sit by a forked window, sharing a candle's light, counting coins in a tin. Their clinks a soft tally of survival. You might feel the tinge chill, its weight light but precious, as they whisper of tomorrow. This moment, a daily ritual, closes their day, its quiet intimacy a balm, the shared silence a gentle thread weaving them toward rest. These rituals, sacred and secular, are the brothel's heartbeat. You see the women, their lives bound by prayer and routine, finding order in a world of judgment and want. The parlor, with its candles and songs, holds their resilience, its rhythm a soothing echo. As the gaslight fades, the air still, their rituals linger, guiding you toward rest. Imagine yourself in a quiet moment, the modern world humming softly beyond your window, its glow a far cry from the gaslit alleys of 1880s Whitechapel. The lives of women like Eliza, Clara, and Mrs. Carter, though hidden in Victorian shadows, left ripples that touch today's world. Their resilience, their quiet acts of care, and their navigation of a harsh society shaped social reforms, cultural narratives, and our understanding of survival. Let's drift through their legacy. Each gentle echoes a soothing thread guiding you toward rest. Their lives sparked reform movements that reshape society. You see reformers, their lanterns dim, marching through Whitechapel, their pamphlets decrying vice. Women like Josephine Butler, a real Victorian advocate, drew attention to brothel workers' plight, her voice steady in Parliament's halls. You might hear her speeches, their cadence measured, arguing for laws to protect women from exploitation. Her work, inspired by stories like Eliza's, led to the Contagious Diseases Act's repeal 1886, easing the legal burdens on women in the trade. These reforms, though slow, shifted lives. You picture a woman, once like Clara, leaving the brothel for a factory job, her hands now threading looms instead of pouring gin. The Act's repeal, driven by tales of hardship, reduced forced examinations that shamed and endangered women. You might feel the weight of their relief, their steps lighter, as they walk streets without fear of arrest. This change, born from the brothel's shadows, gave women like Eliza a sliver of agency, their struggles a catalyst for progress. Literature captured their world, preserving their voices. You see Charles Dickens, his pen scratching, weaving tales of London's underbelly in novels like Oliver Twist *. His characters, though fictional, echo women like Mary Wells, their lives precarious yet vivid. You might hear the rustle of pages, readers in parlors moved by stories of poverty and resilience. These works, read widely, stirred sympathy, their narratives a bridge between the brothel and the drawing room, shaping a new view of the marginalized. Theatre, too, carried their legacy. You picture a London stage, 1890. Its curtains heavy. As a play portrays a fallen woman's redemption, her story a mirror to Eliza's. Audiences, their handkerchiefs clutched, wept for characters drawn from Whitechapel's streets. You might see a woman in the crowd, her face lit by gaslight, rethinking her judgment of the women she passed in alleys. These plays, blending drama with truth, softened Victorian scorn. Their emotional weight a quiet call for compassion, their influence touched legal protections. You see early labor laws, born in the 1890s, limiting factory hours for women like Sarah, the weaver, their roots in the broader fight for women's rights. Advocates, inspired by brothel workers' stories, pushed for safer conditions, their voices echoing in Westminster. You might hear the clack of typewriters, reformers drafting bills, their work a nod to the resilience of women who survived on society's edges, their legacy a step toward equity. Health reforms also trace back to their world. You picture hospitals, their wards cleaner by the 1900s, offering care to women once shunned. Nurses, trained in new standards, tended to ailments like those Eliza feared, their compassion a legacy of reformers who saw brothel workers' struggles. You might smell antiseptic. Its sharpness a contrast to the brothel's herbal teas, as women found treatment without judgment. These changes, small but vital, grew from the visibility of their hardships, their lives a quiet force. Cultural attitudes shifted, however slowly. You see Victorian women, once quick to condemn, begin to question the double standards that spared men but judged women like Eliza. Reformers' lectures, held in church halls, their voices calm but firm, challenged hypocrisy. You might hear their words, carried by the rustle of pamphlets, urging empathy. This shift, fueled by stories of brothel life, softened social stigma. Its ripples felt in classrooms and parlors, reshaping moral views. Archaeological finds keep their stories alive. You see a 1997 dig, its artifacts hairpins, ribbons displayed in a museum, their labels telling of women like Mary. Visitors, their steps soft on polished floors, pause to read, their minds drifting to Whitechapel's alleys. You might feel the hairpin's curve, its brass call, a tangible link to a forgotten life. These exhibits, curated with care, ensure the women's resilience endures, their legacy a quiet presence in modern memory, their influence lingers in feminist thought. You picture scholars, their books open, tracing the roots of women's rights to Victorian struggles. The brothel workers, though marginalized, showed agency saving coins, forming bonds, defying judgment. You might hear a lecture hall's murmur, students noting Eliza's quiet strength, her story a spark for discussions of autonomy. This legacy, woven into modern feminism, honors their survival, their lives a thread in the fight for equality. Today's social safety nets owe them a debt. You see shelters, their doors open, offering refuge to women escaping hardship, a distant echo of Mrs. Carter's care for her girls. Charities, rooted in Victorian reform, provide aid, their mission shaped by stories of poverty and resilience. You might picture a woman, her bag packed, finding safety, her path eased by the legacy of those who endured Whitechapel's shadows, their struggles a foundation for modern compassion. As you reflect, the city's glow fades, its hum softening. You see Eliza's shawl, its wool worn, or Mrs. Carter's ledger, its pages yellowed, their lives a quiet force in history. Their legacy reforms, stories, empathy touches today, a reminder of resilience in hardship. The gaslight dims, the air still, their echoes a soothing lullaby guiding you toward rest.